Are you ready? Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hi everyone and welcome to the first ever episode of the Fringe Benefits Podcast.
Woohoo!
I am your host, Emma Dignon, and you might have heard of me from my blog, The Iconic Blonde. You might have seen me at a couple of bars on the weekend. And I'm sitting here with one of my besties, Jamie Pavs. How are you, Jamie?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy you're here.
I'm
How
happy to be here.
exciting. It's really cool. So Jamie, I've known for a couple of years now. She loves the Fringe just as much as I
Love
do.
it.
She's a huge mental health advocate, and I thought she'd be the perfect person to have on the first episode of our Fringe Benefits podcast.
Yay! Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming, Jamie.
Thank you. Thank
How are
you.
you? How are you going?
I'm good. I just drove through the city, through the Fringe, and it's absolutely
I love that.
chaotic at the moment, but it's buzzing, and I love
Yeah.
this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely. Our work is near where all the clips was being set up, and that's like the only part of Adelaide which I don't like during this time of the year.
Yes.
I used to do promo and stuff at the Clipsal, and now I just get PTSD every time I drive past there. So, great stuff. But yes, we are well into week one of the
Mhm.
Adelaide Fringe.
Yeah.
We have already been to kind of two events together. We went
Yeah.
to the launch of the Gluttony Spectacular Gala
Yes.
on the Thursday night, which was in conjunction of with Nova 919.
Mhm.
And we also had a bit of a party on Saturday?
Friday.
It was. I thought we'll jump in and get a little bit of your thoughts on
Yeah.
the Gala Spectacular for Gluttony.
Well, that was the Thursday.
The Thursday. Yeah, I know.
Gala.
My days are already
Yeah.
completely...
It's all
I
just
don't know what
blending
happened.
in.
Yeah,
I know.
my brain's fuzzy.
It's definitely not the alcohol.
no, drink responsibly.
The gala, no, that was so much fun. Ben and Liam, those boys are great. They make me laugh.
Because Ben, did you talk to them much? Because I know, and our listeners probably should know, that your partner Cameron works
Yes.
with Ben and Liam,
Mhm.
and I hear you kind of talk about them every now and again, and I
Yeah.
kind of feel like they're semi, like maybe B grade Adelaide famous.
Yeah.
But whenever I see them, I'm just like, oh, they're those two dudes from Fresh FM.
Yeah. Well, I talked to them a little bit. I haven't actually seen them much since they have been back in Adelaide. But yes, my boyfriend is their online content producer, so he makes all of their videos and all their content ideas for their online presence. So he's very close to them. He's known them since Fresh days, and it's been really cool to sort of see them from Fresh to Triple J and back at Nova and back in Adelaide and hosting the Gluttony Gala
Very
launch
cool.
night, I think.
Very cool.
So yeah, it's really cool to sort of see them do that.
Yeah, they had them hosting, and they had another guy called Idris.
Idris was
I think-
Glam, the circus
Man, yeah. He was actually really cool. When
He
he
was
first came
funny.
up, I'm like, okay, like, what are we going to have here? And then I saw the outfit, and I was like, yeah, no, I rate it. And then the more he kind of got into it, and I genuinely love comedians who love to take the piss out of themselves,
Yeah.
and that's what I felt he did really, really well. So, yeah, that was good. What
Yeah.
else did you
Well, I don't actually know if he has his own show. Does he have his own show?
I don't know. Maybe I feel like he does. I feel like he'd be in Adelaide. I think he does like a circus show.
Yeah. He's a juggler, that's right.
He's a juggler, yeah.
Juggler,
yeah.
yeah.
I remember because he was juggling to I think it was AC/DC, and he was doing this fake out juggle
Yeah.
things, and I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. One of my favourite parts of that night, I think, was seeing Marsha Hines. Marsha Hines.
Everyone loves Marsha.
I love her. I think she
was wholesome.
She's one of the most wholesome women.
She was talking about a cat.
She brought her cat to Adelaide.
To
with her.
Adelaide. That is like just the...
I love her.
That is the energy that I love so much. I'm like, I want to be Marsha, not, when I'm her age, but in literally 5 years. I want to be like full of sequins, bringing my cats on planes,
so
living my
good.
best life.
She's brilliant.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Amity. So
Yes,
I've written a
she's
couple of
always
stuff for Amity over the past couple of years. I think it was last year. There was a younger reporter for The Advertiser went to one of Amity's shows, and it was Amity talking about going through her breakup and her divorce and how she struggled with not being around her children and stuff because they were going to her ex-partner's place on the weekend and such. And the reviewer that reviewed the show, I personally felt like they didn't get it. And I went to the show with my mum, who's currently going through a divorce. And when it was like a year ago, she was in tears about how connected she was with the show. And I definitely think there's a target demographic for Amity's work. And the journalists, they read it, they wrote it, and I read it, and I just did not like what they had to say. So I wrote this whole article trying my hardest to just tear them apart, being like, you don't have any idea. You have no clue. And Amity was like, oh my God, so lovely, thank you so much. And she's always just been such like a beautiful person. And I also like know her because remember the blogger Bumbling Through Adelaide? I'm fairly sure they like kind of know each other.
Oh,
Bumbling Through Adelaide has a partner now.
Really?
Yeah, she doesn't post anymore. When she did, it was huge.
Oh my God, I missed that.
I know.
Missed that on my social media hiatus that I had.
You blacked out for a bit.
I did.
How long were you off?
Out. I was off social media for almost 3 months. I know, so much to catch up on.
I can't believe we didn't hold your funeral.
I know. I know. I was like, I need to get it back before the Fringe, though.
Yeah,
I
good
had
idea.
to get it back.
You need all the PR.
I know the PR.
The only reason to have
Well, actually, the main reason I got it back was because I did get a PR invite for a lunch at Sammy's on the marina. And anyway, so I got it back just
You're like,
so I could
thanks
go to
guys, I'll put a story up. We love influencing though, if you even, and I hate this topic and I did not want to even talk about it like 2 seconds into the podcast, but we do the whole blogging thing, we do the whole Instagram thing. There are certainly some really cool things that you do get out of it, but I think just to,
you see both sides of the coin.
You do.
When you do it for a few years.
Absolutely. You see a lot more. And like I always say, I started blogging because I wanted to get into public relations, which I've done a lot. And you do definitely see everything that kind of goes on in the industry from that point of view. But anyway, so I'm not gonna ruin my reputation on the very first episode of the podcast by dissing out all of the tea. We'll save that maybe to the final episode.
We'll
just drop the bomb.
We'll get drunk and then spill the tea.
But Gluttony, the Spectacular was really, really good. And they were talking, they had the two people who started Gluttony come on stage and were talking about how they started out and it was small little tents and bean bags and just really like grassroots. And I really appreciated that because I think there's a lot of people in Adelaide trying to start things up, and it is really nice to see people get somewhere when they put a lot of effort into it, which you usually don't get much out of, people try and do things and it just kind of falls flat on its face. So it's nice to see Gluttony did really well with that.
Well, I actually remember I was saying to a couple of people before the gala that it's really cool to see how much Gluttony's actually grown, because I remember coming
you
to
were the
Gluttony,
one who told me about it.
Well, they pretty much repeated what I said word for word. I was like, they used to be like 3 tents here and they were just like full of bean bags and 1 bar or maybe like 2 bars, and that was it. And now it's huge and massive and it's growing, and it's just really, really cool to see sort of what's been going on and to see how it's growing, and the fact that it is still growing, especially in Adelaide, is massive.
But who else do they have there? Let's see. I do have my notes. Tayla, my writer, wrote a really great review. Head on to theiconicblonde.blogspot.com. I believe that's my URL. And check it out. I tried to buy theiconicblonde.com, and some woman in the UK who only registered it like 3 months ago or something stole the URL. She has like a show, like a cabaret or something called The Iconic Blonde, and I'm like, love your work, hun, but could you not steal my URL? That's so offensive to me.
I know, you've been the Iconic Blonde for a little while now. Like,
you don't dominate a hashtag and then just go and steal the URL. Like, come on. Anyway, that just, really pissed me off. How funny was it, though, when, and this is a little bit of Gala Spectacular, goss. During the show, Hugh Sheridan came out and I'm like, he's drunk. I'm like, he's drunk. He was so and I'm like, I understand the vibe, hun, and I get it, and I'm all here for you, but it's so funny and you see someone on the other fucking side of it.
Yeah.
Because, like, we've been there. We've been, like, presenting or whichever,
Yeah.
and we've, you know, made
drunk.
most of it. But, yeah, seeing him up there, and he still sung really well, though.
He did. I was actually quite impressed. I really, really liked his little song that he did. That was kind of
It was nice.
off the cuff.
It was acoustic.
Nice.
It was a cappella, too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
Anything a cappella, I'm so down
it was
for that.
great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then we got the tea. We won't say who gave us the tea afterwards. But
Oh!
apparently, Hugh Sheridan was drunk and kind of annoying everyone backstage.
I love that.
Which is kind of hilarious, and I love that for him. And I think it was a mix of being like overtired and drunk, and
Yeah,
it was
we've
just
all
great.
been there.
We've all been there.
We've all been
Hugh,
there. We've been that
We've
girl.
been there.
Hugh, we've been that girl.
Yeah.
No, that's funny. Yeah, I've definitely not. Hashtag responsible drinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else was there? Yeah, Marsha, Velvet, Rewired. I think that's
Yeah.
a show Velvet has been through the past couple of years, and they're bringing through their new show.
Mhm.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
I also really loved Rouge,
Yes.
and I know that you're gonna go into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But that was
That was
awesome.
whew, that was hot.
Oh my goodness! Like
Got a
I
bit
just.
hot under the collar when that one came on.
I was so not expecting it though.
Same.
I was just like, I was like, oh yeah, cool Circus. They had Sir Columbia, whichever.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, cool. That girl from Sir Columbia nearly, was it her or was it Circus 360? I think it was 360. She was like nearly falling over.
Oh,
you know,
was
she
that
was
with
like
the
shaking.
stilts? With the
Yeah,
four
yeah,
stilts?
yeah.
Oh my god, I was like on the edge of my seat. I was like,
Oh.
she is going to stack it
Yeah,
off
because
the
she
stage.
kind of her feet went up in the air
Yeah.
when she was in a handstand position.
And
on
then she
these
kind of
stilty
fell
things,
off.
and then she fell off a little bit. And you could see on her face, and I'm just like,
Girl,
oh,
you've got
no.
this. But she did it very gracefully, because I said to Cameron, I was like, I think she just fell off, but she kind of saved herself. So
She
it
did
didn't
save
look,
herself.
Didn't look like she fell off. She kind of caught herself and saved herself and got back up.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I look at
don't
these
think that was
people.
meant to happen.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, they are professionals.
Yeah,
It's not like me.
that would fall over and cry.
Yeah. Like by trying to jump a fence to get into like a festival. Like,
One time,
could you
oh my
imagine?
god, funny story. Actually, one time I would have been like, maybe just 18, fresh 18. And I didn't realise that you could get into the garden for free by just like walking in.
Oh
And I
God,
jumped the
Jamie.
fence. And I was just drunk and 18 and I jumped the fence. And the guy's like, why did you do that? And I was like, I don't know, man.
that is hilarious. But also, what were you doing?
I don't know. I was just,
That's
I don't know.
crazy.
Thought I was being rebellious, but.
Oh, well, what can you do? They also had the Gospo Collective doing Jukebox Chorus, the ultimate
Oh.
Australian playlist, and they did a bit of a Johnny Farnham kind of ballad thing. I love
Yeah.
Johnny Farnham.
I love that song.
I love that song. Like, I don't know why. Okay, to pretense this, I'd never go to the Woolshed, but I don't know why when we go out to pubs and stuff, they don't blast like Johnny Farnham
Yes.
and stuff like that more, because I would get around it so much.
Same. That would be so sick.
Understand it.
Make a noise and make it clear.
Oh, it just puts me in
I
such
know.
a patriotic
I
mood.
know.
I just
That's
love
the
it.
best way to describe it. Yeah, they were fun. They were pretty cool.
They were good, and they also had a performance which I'll go into a little bit later. It's
Mhm.
not one of my recommended. But the show Rebel,
Mhm.
the David Bowie tribute, and I know you're a huge Bowie fan as
I
well. We're probably like the biggest Bowie
Mhm.
fans that I personally know.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Mhm.
The guy was really cool.
I loved his shoes. He was
I
wearing
loved
these
it.
like
I just-
platform red
like
boot,
heel kind of
heel
things.
things. and I
Dudes who
love
wear
them.
heels, I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
I just
Same.
love it. And dudes who wear like really cool sequins. Like
Yes.
when I had the party, the pre-drinks here for Friday, and I put on the event to all the guys being like, you have to dress up. You have to wear sequins all year. And then one of my guy friends messaged me being like, do I really have to? And I was like, yes, you have
Get
to.
into it, man. Embrace it.
So that was really cool.
Yeah.
I was Gluttony. It's situated across from the Garden of Unearthly Delights, East Terrace-ish. If you've never been down there before, why not?
Go
And
have a
you're-
look.
Why are you listening to my podcast? Because
Yeah.
surely you'd know that area.
Yes.
But yeah, no, that was really good.
Mhm.
I did enjoy that. And then
Yeah,
the
that was
next
fun.
night we had the opening night.
Yeah, the opening night. / I was kind of using that for my birthday drink.
Yeah,
so we got
happy birthday.
we had extra fun.
Yeah, so that was good. It
It
good
was
to
very
have everyone
nice.
here. And
Yeah.
we were kind of dressed up a little bit. And,
Yeah.
But the one thing that we did really shitty was that we didn't actually like do anything fringy.
No, we didn't. We kind of just walked around the garden and sat and drank.
Yeah. Which we
was
could have
fun.
done that at any other pub.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was good.
Yeah.
We got to explore the garden and figure out where all the toilets were.
Yeah.
So that was probably my
Yeah.
main highlight. But no,
Yeah.
it was good.
It was fun. It's just good vibes, good feels.
They
It was
have
great.
the little circus area too, and every year, and I'm like, I need to do a photo shoot there.
Oh, yes.
I have no idea where or why, but I
Yeah.
just love it.
Mhm.
Aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yes,
nice.
I would love a photo shoot through there. That would be a lot of fun. I agree.
That's the thing. We'll be like, oh yeah, let's do a photo shoot, and then we'll just it'll be on a night out, and we'll like stumble over there, being like, "Take my photo."
I hate it.
So for the Fringe, I have a few of my recommendations that I'm really
Mhm.
looking forward to. I know you have a few too as well.
Yes.
How about you delve into what you recommend, Jamie, first, and then we'll see what it is.
Cool. Well, I only have a couple. But something we were touching on before, Rouge. I keep going to say Rouge.
Yeah, me too, Rouge.
Rouge.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the description is, I'll just read the description that is straight from the Fringe site so you can kind of get a better understanding. Circus for grown-ups, a non-stop celebration of the astonishing, surprising, subversive, and supremely sexy. Award-winning sensation Rouge is returning with its biggest, extended, and most outrageous show yet. Returning from the UK with a collection of 5-star reviews in tow, Rouge is back with acts you've loved, plus brand new offerings to shock, delight, and tease. And shocked, delight, and teased, we were.
We were teased the fuck out.
We were. It was very steamy. If you like circus themed things and very attractive humans
Doing that thing.
doing their steamy, shocking, delightful teasing.
Like, I'm
Then you
not
love
a
it.
fan of circus at all. Like, I'm not a circus fan. When they get
Mhm.
up there and they're doing, like, flips and stuff, I'm like, great, cool, but I'm not into
Yeah.
it. But then I was watching Rouge, and I was just like, it was so much more. It was a performance. Everyone looked, yeah, great.
Yeah. Hot.
It was weirdly hot. I wasn't expecting it. And then I'm like,
I was like,
damn.
I'm a bit sweaty. That was
oh my
hot.
God. And then
I was
yeah, I
sucked
know,
in.
right?
My
Yeah,
face, my jaw
sucked
was
in.
dropped. I caught myself with like my mouth wide open.
Yeah.
Like,
That's it. It was like unexpected, and it completely drew you in. And
Mhm.
literally, when I was watching it, I'm like, I have to go and buy my ticket, even if I'm going to go by myself.
yeah.
Like, it was a very, very soft core.
Yeah, soft core. That's definitely a good way to put it. It was great. I definitely recommend that one, 100%. And I guess my second act is one that I stumbled across online. It's called 1,000 Doors.
Yeah, this seems really. It seems very Steve Kingy.
Yeah, very, yeah.
Oh no, you know what it reminds me of? That on Futurama, how there's the floating door, and I think that's what it's called, and it's like the door, and it's like floating in space. That's what it reminds me of.
I don't know what that is.
Oh.
But it's on the website. It's very vague, and it's imagine you just walk in. It's just doors.
Real
Have you
fake
seen?
doors.
Have you seen? Have you? I was about to say, have you watched Rick and Morty, where it's like real fake doors?
It's real fake doors.
You just walk in. It's just yeah.
It's so weird. Do you want to hear like the weirdest piece of trivia in the world?
Go for it.
So before we built this house, because we're currently recording in my bedroom, everyone. Before we built this house, we knocked the house that was here down, and stuff all went to like the tip or whichever. And one of the things that left was a big, like, steel frame fly screen door, and it was like really cool and really vintage, but it just, see you later door.
Yeah.
And then one day I went to, I don't think, like, is it Chibo or Gelatissimo? One of the
things.
ice cream places
Yeah.
on Randall Street. And when you go upstairs, there's our old door that's been repainted,
What?
which is being used as like a decorative accessory upstairs in the ice
That
cream
is so
place.
cool. That's
It-
crazy.
It was like, the door was there.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
It was just, and it was like, I know for a fact it's our door because like the time frames all align and everything.
Yeah.
But it was just like, what? It was just so weird.
That is so weird.
Yeah, anyway.
That's
so
just one of those things. That is a cool story.
I genuinely think that all my stories are terrible. and I don't know why I started a podcast, but I will be talking to someone and I just like watch the light go out of their eyes as I tell like the most boring story in the world. And I'm like, oh damn.
You're like, I did it again. Oh, God.
I did it again. So the doors.
The door, 1,000 doors. So on the website it says perversely compelling. A door is a beginning and an end.
I love how they got the dictionary out for this, like the cinnamons, the thesaurus.
Yeah, thesaurus.
Oh my God, I can't say that word.
A door is a beginning and an end, a promise and a warning. What waits on the other side is limited only by the imagination and decided only by an action. Step across the threshold. From the masterminds behind last year's garden hit House of Mirrors.
Oh, House of Mirrors.
Created by Christian Wagstaff and Keith Courtney.
Cool, good job, guys.
Yeah, open 5 to 10 p.m. weekdays, 11 to 10. Ticket prices are $15.
$15. I mean,
this is
fine,
an interactive.
Yeah, I do like the interactive.
Yeah, this is an interactive show, which I'm very much into. It's rated G, which is kind of disappointing.
Oh, you want scary stuff.
Yeah, I was hoping that it'd be a little bit more like spooky.
Yeah, I do like scary. I do love it. Reminds all those interactive stuff reminds me of Mod on North Terrace. Like I love the Mod Museum so much.
Me too.
I love interactive exhibitions that you can go at your own pace and that you don't have to actually.
It doesn't time you out.
Doesn't time you out. You don't have to like fakely half-ass interact with performers, but you're just like, you just kind of want to experience it on your own terms. So
yeah.
That's cool.
I would love to see like a really intense, scary walkthrough house or something.
Oh my God,
Fringe.
yeah, no, I'd love that too. But I like at the Rural show, like they have stuff like that, and I don't know, I'm like,
I never go to them there.
Scared.
But if it was at the Fringe, I might go because it might be a little bit more.
We
artsy,
should make one, and it should just be like bosses that sexually harass you, like modern day horror.
Modern day, oh my God, that's actually such a good idea.
Like a notification on your phone that your Uber car has arrived, even though you're already in the car.
Oh my God, that my stomach just dropped.
Hello.
Oh.
I am the female Stephen King. Hello.
Oh my God, that's
horrifying.
here to
write your horror novels for you.
That is horrifying. Yeah. Or like just a text message that says, I need to talk to you.
No, like one of those.
But then they don't answer the phone.
Oh, yeah.
When you call them back.
All the text messages from the sexual health clinic being like, you have to come in for testing.
Yeah.
It's usually always chlamydia, but, still. Oh my God. I think
I'm terrified. Let us know if you would buy tickets to this.
$15 a pop, guys.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I have a couple of recommendations too. So yeah, I talked before about Amity. Definitely go see her. I sent my mum to go see her show, and my mum said she had a really, really good time, just like singing along to songs. The whole premise of her show is about when you're driving and you're singing along in your car. And I do that all the time. I remember when I was like high school age and my parents would be driving me to school, and I remember in peak hour traffic looking at all these people going on their way to work and be like, I never want to be that fucking depressed. And
driving to work.
Yeah, driving to work and like just sitting there and looking like you hate your life. And I'm like, I never want to be that person. So I'm such a driving banger kind of gal.
Me too.
Like, always
me too.
getting
100%.
into it. Definitely recommend that.
Yeah.
I also, again, kind of love those exhibition kind of shows. So I always recommend to people the Street Art Explosion.
Small artists.
Yeah, they commission a whole bunch of street art all around Adelaide, and I know there's something similar that happens in Port Adelaide with Wonderwalls. I just love street art so much. I saw on LinkedIn today a woman put up a picture of, she literally saw one of the pieces being created, and I was like, where the hell is it? It's a beautiful, I think it's a beautiful picture of like a girl or something on the corner of Morphett and Hindley, so I'm gonna have to go check that out.
Yeah, 100%.
But I'm fairly sure they have a map as well. If you just type it into adelaidefringe.com.au, you can get a map and kind of take yourself, and that's why I'm going to Melbourne / we're going to Melbourne in a couple weeks, because I'm just like, I just want to go on the street art trail until all those like fuckheads did all the with
that broke my heart.
With like what it was like with when you have like on a fire extinguishers,
like pressure.
Oh,
hose
so it wasn't a fire extinguisher. It was like a pressure hose.
Yeah,
I was like, how did they get the paint? Fire extinguisher.
Logistics.
Gosh, I am somewhat intelligent, I swear.
Yeah, that was very disappointing, but
it was disappointing behaviour. Come on, guys.
Come to Adelaide, look at our street art.
Yeah, exactly. I love street art so much.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend recommend as well what I mentioned before, the Rebel show, which is all
Yeah.
about Bowie.
Yes.
Love Bowie so much. Like, absolutely anything that
He
is...
was very talented.
Oh my God, it's just the phases that Bowie had
Mhm.
were so monumental. And
Mhm.
one thing that I love about Bowie that people don't heap to know about is his
Mhm.
fascination with the occult. And like, that's
Mhm.
kind of just me as a person.
Yeah, yeah, I feel that.
I also recommend a show called He's Every Woman. Now, the people who created this show reached out to me and were like, hey, Emma, we love the work you do, because one of the people in the show, it's by Justin and Jamie. And Jamie is Amity Dry's pianist.
Yeah.
And he emailed me the other
Right.
day being like, hey, Emma, what you wrote for Amity was so lovely. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. So yeah, their show seems absolutely amazing. I'll have to go in and check them out. It is dedicated to everyone who's ever sung Into Their Hairbrush or tackled a Mariah Carey song in karaoke. So music through the years, kind of that. Again, what I'm all about, singing your hairbrush, which I literally still do every week. And yeah, like their renditions of that music.
Cool.
So, yeah, no,
Awesome.
I haven't seen it yet, so that's all probably that I can tell you about.
Yeah.
And then another show that reached out to me was the After Hours Cabaret Club and their show Lock In. So Cabaret, I'm all about.
Cabaret.
Yeah, love Cabaret.
Lock me in.
They've been to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. It's like burlesque, it's cabaret, sideshow, and circus.
Awesome.
So again, I'm thinking it would be very kind of like that. I love the whole idea of like those really dark and dingy kind of prohibition era kind of bars. Yeah. All of our bars, if they're
sleazy,
new, they're like
Amy Winehouse vibes.
Yes, sleazy.
Yeah.
Yes, I love. Yeah, Amy Winehouse vibes. It is hosted by Tash York, and she's like a name that floats around quite a bit. She does quite a few shows, and I know that Fatima, who writes for Weekend Notes, has said that she's absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
And it's backed by a live 6-piece band, which literally I think is
that is so cool.
I
That
just
sold
love
me.
bands.
That just sold me right there.
I love bands so much, like
100%.
jazz.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I love it. I love it.
Love it. But I'm sure over the next few weeks of Fringe, I will be giving you guys literally so many recommendations on shows with my guests for the week. So completely look forward to what we're going to be recommending.
Woo.
And that's it for us, I reckon.
Yeah.
First episode done.
Well done.
We'll see.
Go us.
Yeah. Sticking to an idea. Like,
oh my God, crazy.
I know,
Wild concept.
Absolutely, but it will be good. I think the Fringe season, I'm really looking forward to it all.
Make the most of that. Make the most of it. Buy tickets. I heard on Friday, on Thursday, day before launch, that ticket sales were already up 15%.
That's so good.
So I'm hoping they're a little bit more now. But I think that's really awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. I know as well. I think it's Tuesdays. I think between 12 and 3, or it could be every day. But I don't know. I'm not looking at the information. You can get cheap tickets to shows on specific ones that pop up on the Fringe website. Yeah. And I also really, really recommend people to go on the Fringe website and get a Fringe membership.
Yeah.
Now, the reason for this is not because you only get discounts on tickets and stuff like that, but my absolute favourite part of the Fringe is the Fringe Club.
Hell yeah.
And for the past 3 years, since 2017, me, quotation mark, the iconic blonde, whatever I do, has been an accredited Fringe media reviewer, which means that I get access into the Fringe Club. And let me tell you, it's fucking amazing.
It's so
it's so
fun.
good. Like every year, it's so amazing.
Yeah.
So with the Fringe membership, if you buy it, you get access to the Fringe Club.
And it's $40, right?
$40 for the entire year. And throughout the year, they send you, free movie tickets and stuff like that. So they really are looking out for you. But yeah, even if you were to spend $40 just to go to the Fringe Club a couple times, personally, it's so worth it, because you get to mingle with all the artists and hang out with other cool, volunteers or staff or
and
other
see
Fringe
like
members.
other people performing after shows that aren't being
like last year we had ELSKA perform at the Fringe Club. Were you there
awesome.
that night?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
awesome.
we had a Fringe Club night. And one of the people that I was doing PR for last year, ELSKA, who is also a fantastic musician.
She's a harpist.
Yeah, a harpist. And she's not here this year.
No,
she didn't make her way down. down. We're trying to convince her to come again next year.
Yeah. She does like loop
harping.
Really
cool. Again, and
it
that's
is
what
really
the Fringe
cool.
is all about, which is like, who would have fucking ever thought to go see a looping harpist?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? And she was
great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what Fringe is all about. So yeah, definitely I recommend you go buy your membership. And as well, if you guys have any recommendations or anything that you think that I need to be seeing, if you're an artist or work with the Fringe to some capacity and want me to see a show or review a show or have someone on or whatever it might be, reach out because I'm super excited to hear from you guys. And this will be a pretty short run podcast between now and the end of Fringe, but I hope you guys find some kind of value out of it. And yeah, like absolutely hit me up if you have anything that you want us to talk about.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming over, Jamie,
Thank you.
being my guest. It's been awesome.
Yay.
It's literally just like our normal chat.
I know, yeah.
But
just
instead,
recorded.
Yeah, absolutely. But instead of, like
and maybe like
sober.
Yeah. And like
we're going to get a bad rap from all the anti-drinking people.
Oh my God, I'm coughing my lungs up. No, we have had to kind of keep this G-rated.
Yeah.
PG.
You guys don't even want to know what the podcast would be. Because I work for a big corporate company now, so I'm like, yeah, I gotta be respectable.
Yeah.
Which like I get, and I love when I worked for myself, like I could just do whatever the hell I wanted at all times, which was awesome. But yeah, maybe if you guys do want to hear more
spicy
talk,
talk.
a more explicit version, also let us know. And Jamie will be coming back on our very final episode of the podcast, and we're going to have a couple drinks, so it is probably going to be a little bit more adult themed.
Yes.
And we probably will go into a little bit more of the goss that we were mentioning at the beginning of the episode. So
amazing.
Yeah, all right, thank you so much for listening, guys. Thanks for coming, Jamie, and I will talk to you guys all next week for the episode 2 of Fringe Benefits. See you there. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.